shlokas. So forget about hearing 100 crore shlokas. Here it is said that ekaikam aksharam, one akshara. There are 32 akshara in one shloka. There are 8 akshara in one line. Not even one line, one akshara you hear. Ekaikam aksharam pumsam mahapataka nashanam. All the sin categorized as mahapataka. There are 8 levels of sins we have learnt, and mahapataka is a very serious level of sin. Mahapataka nashanam. Even hearing about one akshara, one syllable is so powerful about Lord Ram, it can destroy all the mahapataka. So that is the greatness. And here we can see beautifully here in Sri Ramayana, in the Valmiki Ramayana, what we see in the Valmiki Ramayana is what Valmiki has described after hearing from his spiritual master Sri Narad Muni. Originally, the original Ramayana was spoken by Lord himself in the Hayagriva form. There is a form of Lord Narayana, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna is called Hayagriva, the horse incarnation. That Hayagriva form of the Lord spoke about the original Ramayana to Lord Brahma. And when Hayagriva, the Lord, Supreme Lord, when Hayagriva spoke to Lord Brahma, he spoke in 100 crore shlokas. And this is what Matsya Purana says, and Srila Prabhupada mentions this in one of the Srimad Bhagavatam purport. That is why it is said, Shatakoti Pravistaram. Shatakoti. When Supreme Lord Hayagriva spoke Ramayana, it was spoken in 100 crore shlokas to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma, same Ramayana repeated to his disciple, also his own son, Narad Muni. And Narad Muni heard from Swayam Brahma this 100 crore shlokas. And now that Narad Muni has come to the ashram of Sri Valmiki Rishi. And in the Valmiki Rishi's ashram, Valmiki Rishi is asking to Narad Muni, Tapaswadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidam varam Naradam paripapracham Valmikir muni pungavam. This is the first shloka of Valmiki Ramayana. In the first shloka of Valmiki Ramayana, it is said that Valmiki Rishi paripapracham, he inquired from his guru Narad Muni. Tapa swadhyaya niratam. Narad Muni is always engaged in tapasya, and he is engaged in swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means always studying about the Supreme Lord and his activities. Tapaswadhyaya niratam. Niratam means he is engaged. He is always engaged in tapasya and swadhyaya, such Narada Muni, and he is also Vagvidam. Vagvidam, with means expert, one who knows. So what does Narada Muni knows? He knows, he is expert about speaking. Vagvidam. Vagvidam varam. There are so many people who can speak so well. Among such expert speakers, Narad Muni is the best. Narad Muni is the topmost because he expertly speaks about Supreme Lord. He's so expert that when he speaks about Supreme Lord to a totally illiterate person, even that illiterate person is able to understand about God. Narad Muni is so expert that he is able to speak about Supreme Lord to the most sinful person like Mrigari, and Mrigari is able to understand about the spiritual life and bhakti and who is Supreme Lord. Narad Muni is such a Vagvida, that means an expert speaker, that he can even speak the complicated topic called Supreme Lord, the ultimate object of the Vedanta Sutra, to a small boy, to Dhruva Maharaj. Narad Muni is so expert that he can speak about the Supreme Lord to what to speak about a small boy called Prahalad. He can even speak to a child which is not even born, that is Prahalad, when he was in the womb of his mother. What to speak of all this unborn baby and this born baby, small baby like Dhruva Maharaj, all these things. He can even speak about the Supreme Lord to kings, Haryashvas, Daksha Prajapati's sons. Like this, Narada Muni is expert in speaking. So, Vagvidam Varam. You see, Valmiki is demonstrating on very important principle. From whom should you ask questions? You cannot simply ask has described after hearing from his spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni. Originally, the original Ramayana was spoken by Lord himself in the Hayagriva form. There is a form of Lord Narayana, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna is called Hayagriva, the horse incarnation. That Hayagriva form of the Lord spoke about the original Ramayana to Lord Brahma. And when Hayagriva, the Lord, Supreme Lord, when Hayagriva spoke to Lord Brahma, he spoke in 100 crore shlokas. And this is what Matsya Purana says, and Srila Prabhupada mentions this in one of the Srimad Bhagavatam Parpat. That is why it is said, Shatakoti Pravistaram. Shatakoti. When Supreme Lord Hayagriva spoke Ramayana, it was spoken in 100 crore shlokas to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma, same Ramayana repeated to his disciple, also his own son, Narad Muni. And Narad Muni heard from Swayam Brahma this 100 crore shlokas. And now that Narad Muni has come to the ashram of Sri Valmiki Rishi. And in the Valmiki Rishi's ashram, Valmiki Rishi is asking to Narad Muni, Tapaswadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidam varam naradam paripapracham Valmikir muni pungavam. This is the first shloka of Valmiki Ramayana. In the first shloka of Valmiki Ramayana, it is said that Valmiki Rishi paripapracham, he inquired from his guru Narad Muni. Tapa Swadhyaya Niratam. Narad Muni is always engaged in tapasya, and he is engaged in Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means always studying about the Supreme Lord and his activities. Tapaswadhyaya Niratam. Niratam means he is engaged. He is always engaged in tapasya and Swadhyaya. Such Narada Muni. And he is also Vagvidam. Vagvidam, with means expert, one who knows. So what does Narada Muni knows? He knows, he is expert about speaking. Vagvidam. Vagvidam Varam. There are so many people who can speak so well. Among such expert speakers, Narad Muni is the best. Narad Muni is the topmost because he expertly speaks about Supreme Lord. He's so expert that when he speaks about Supreme Lord to a totally illiterate person, Even that illiterate person is able to understand about God. Narad Muni is so expert that he is able to speak about Supreme Lord to the most sinful person like Mrigari, and Mrigari is able to understand about the spiritual life and bhakti and who is Supreme Lord. Narad Muni is such a Vagvida, that means an expert speaker, that he can even speak the complicated topic called Supreme Lord, the ultimate object of the Vedanta Sutra, to a small boy, to Dhruva Maharaj. Narad Muni is so expert that he can speak about the Supreme Lord to what to speak about a small boy called Prahalad. He can even speak to a child which is not even born, that is Prahalad, when he was in the womb of his mother. What to speak of all this unborn baby and this born baby, small baby like Dhruva Maharaj, all those things. He can even speak about the Supreme Lord to kings, Haryashvas, Daksha Prajapati's sons. Like this, Narada Muni is expert in speaking. So, Vagvidam Varam. You see, Valmiki is demonstrating one very important principle. From whom should you ask questions? You cannot simply ask questions from auto rickshawala, from somebody, your friend circle, your relative. No, of course you can ask. It's not that auto rickshawala can't be a spiritual master, but he must be a tapa, swadhyaya, niratam, vagvidam varam. Naradam paripapracham. Such Narada Muni paripapracham. Papracham means questions. Valmiki is asking question from Narada Muni, who is expert speaker, who is always engaged in tapasya, who is always engaged in swadhyaya. Valmikir Munipungavam. Such a great sage called Valmiki, he is asking question. Ramayana is starting with a question. He's starting with a question. What is his question? His question is very, very important question. Konvasmin. He's asking, Konvasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan dharmagnyascha kritagnyascha satyavakyo dhrudavrataha. My dear spiritual master Narad Muni, please tell me, Konvasmin, who is that person? Sampratan loke, at the present. Valmiki Muni is asking this question and is telling, tell me about a person who is there at the present moment. Not that some in the past or somebody will come in the future. No, right now who is there? Means they are talking about their present tense in Treta Yuga. Konvasmin sampratam loke, in this world, not somewhere else in Swargaloka, Satyaloka, in Sutala Loka or somewhere in Vaikunta. No. In this world, at this present time, who is that person? Gunavan, who is full of auspicious qualities. And he will not simply tell Gunavan and leave it. He will go on telling which are those qualities. He says that Viryavan, the most powerful person. Sometimes we come across people who have good qualities, but they are not Viryavan. They are not powerful people. He is a good person. But what is the use of good person? Is like a show bottle. He is like some show doll in the shop you keep. It is only for showing. It only looks good, but you can't do anything with it. So people may have good qualities, but they can't implement it. You require strength to implement it. That is Viryavan. You also require capacity to implement good qualities. Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmagnyascha. Okay, there are a person who is Viryavan, but what is the use of power if he does not know what is right and what is wrong? So he should be Dharmagnya. Gnya means the one who knows. So he should also know what is Dharma, what is the ultimate aim of human form of life. Dharmagnyascha, Kritagnyascha, not simply knowing Dharma, he should also be able to follow that Dharma, Kritagnya. He should be Krita means follow it, implement it. Not only implement it, if anybody has done any good to him, he should also be Everybody wants Ram Rajya. Now Narada Muni is saying, what is that Ram Rajya means? Prahrishta mudito lokaha. Every citizen in Rama's kingdom, in Ayodhya, is always happy. Prahrishta. Prahrishta muditaha. They were always excited. They are always happy. Stushta pushta sudharmika. They were satisfied, there was everything abundant, and they were very dharmika, they were very righteous. Nobody did anything adharma during Rama's time. So much abundance was there, the diamonds and rubies were growing in the plants and trees during Rama's time. Can you imagine? What do we see in the plants and trees? Flowers and fruits. But during Rama's time, Ramarajya, what were the trees and plants were producing? They were producing rubies and diamonds. Ratna Vaidhurya were coming from the trees and plants. That is the kind of abundance Rama created during his time. Niramayo hya rogascha. Not even one citizen ever fell sick. Is it possible for anybody, any king to make sure? None of your citizens fall sick. What our government is doing? Oh, we will eradicate polio, we'll remove malaria, we will remove this. You are not able to stop the disease. When disease come to people, you are able to maximum give vaccine. India is the only country where the vaccine is given free. Not even advanced country, developed country like America is not giving any vaccine free. So everybody is appreciating, wow, such a great government and all. But what kind of government Ramayana is speaking? That you are such a king that none of the citizens ever got any disease during Rama's time. Like that he was ruling. Because citizens falling sick is a problem with the king. If the king is not good, there will be many diseases in his kingdom. So, Niramayo, they were very, very nicely taken care, disease-free, and Durbhiksha, there was no scarcity of anything. Sometimes there will be scarcity of water, scarcity of this, scarcity of that. No, during Rama's time, everything was subhiksha. There was no durbhiksha. Bhayavarjitam. None of his citizens were having any fear. They were all fearless. Means they were very free from anxiety, stress, fearless. Just see this. Na putra maranam. This Prabhupada quotes, Na putra maranam. No father, when father is alive, no son will die. If the son dies when the father is alive, that is considered as there is something problem with the king. He is not properly ruling. If everything is all right, then such a thing don't happen. That is not normal. When the older person is alive, younger person cannot die. Na putra maranam kinchid yakshanti purusha kvachit. When Ram is on the throne, men will not see the death of their children anywhere in their lifetime. Naryascha vidhava. No nari, no woman will become widow. No woman will lose her husband when Ram was ruling. Can you imagine such things today? What does Ramarajya means? No woman will lose her husband. Just see this. Naryascha vidhava nityam bhavishyanti pativrata. Every woman will remain pativrata. Not only they lose their husband, but they will all be able to follow chastity, pativrata. Nachagnijam bhayam. There is no fear of Agni in the kingdom. Agni bhaya means there will not be fire accident. So you don't need any ambulance and fire extinguisher and all that. Because in the Ramarajya, na agnijam bhayam, kinchinnapsu majjanti jantava. Nobody ever got drowned in the water and died during the Rama's time. See, this is all clearly mentioned. Narada Muni is saying, Apsu majjanti. Majjanti means drown. Apsu means water. Nobody ever got drowned. Means there was a flood, tsunami, and people got drowned and they all died in the water. Or some people went to play in the water and they drowned and they die. There were no such incident during Ramarajya. Na vata jambhayam. There was no cyclone. Vata means cyclone. So no vata jambhayam. Kinchinnapi jvarakritam tatha. In that way, there was no fever, there was no chapi kshudrantayam, there was no fear of any thieves during Rama's time. Nagarani cha rashtrani dhana dhanya yutani cha. Entire country, every nook and corner, every village and city was filled with abundant of dhana and dhanya. You may say a lot of dhana is there, oh so much money is there, but there's nothing to eat, dhanya. But in Ramarajya, dhana was also there, dhanya was also there. Nityam pramudita sarve yatha krite yuge tatha. Lord Rama made that Treta Yuga like Satya Yuga, Krita Yuge. Ashwamedha Shatairishta. Lord Rama performed 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. Ashwamedha Shatairisha Tata Bahusuvarnakai. Unlimited gold he gave charity to people. Gavam Kotyayutam Datva Vidvado Vidhipurvakam. Asankeyam Dhanam Datva Brahmanebhyo Mahayashaha. He gave all this Brahmanas charity. Rajavamshan Shatagunan Stapayishyati Raghava. Chaturvarnyam cha loke asmin sve sve dharmini yokshati. Another wonderful thing Rama did was, he properly established Varnashrama Dharma. Proper, pure Kshatriyas, pure Brahmanas, pure Vaishyas and pure Shudras. Everybody have to do their sve sve dharmane. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2 times, Sve Sve Dharmane. Everyone has to do their prescribed duties. So Rama established it and made sure that everybody was doing their prescribed duty. Dashavarsha Sahasrani, Dashavarshani, Dashavarsha Shatani cha. How many years Ramarajya was there? Dashavarsha Sahasrani. Dasha means 10. Sahasra means 1000. 10,000 years plus Dashavarsha Shatani cha. Dasha Shatani. That means another 1,000. Total 11,000 years Lord Rama ruled Ayodhya after coming back from Vanavasa. 11,000 years. Ramo Rajyamupasitva Brahmalokam Gamishyati. After 11,000 years, Rama handed over Ayodhya to his son Lavakusha, and then he went back to his original place, Vaikuntha. When Rama decided, now I am going back to Vaikuntha, what he did? He sent the drummer, go and beat the drum and announce everywhere in Ayodhya, Lord Ram is going to Vaikuntha. Everybody is welcome to come with Ram. This is called Ramarajya, where the king, not only he is able to go back to the Vaikuntha, he should also able to take you to Vaikuntha. That is the capacity of the king. That is a kind of the administration, the government that we all have seen in this great country, Bharata Bhumi, where Ram is demonstrating how a great king should be. So he sent, and when the news was spread everywhere, Ram is inviting everybody to go with him to Vaikuntha. Then the trees and plants also were listening to it, right? Because human beings, they heard this and they also, I'll also go, like that they came. But what about trees and plants, and what about grass? They were also hearing this news. So they were feeling, how will we go? We are not able to walk. We are immovable. We are sthavara. We are immovable. There are trees. Tree cannot walk. Plant cannot walk. Grass cannot walk. But the moment they got that desire, yes, I also want to go with Ram, they were all able to walk. Can you imagine this miracle? They were all able to walk. The plants were able to walk, trees were able to walk, grass was able to walk. to go with Ram. And then, well, okay, trees, plant, they were able to. The small, small insects, very small, they called pipalika. In Ramayana, it says pipalika means ants and smaller than ants. They also heard this news. Now you may say, hey, how can they hear this news? The Ramas, that news was sent in such a way that everybody can hear, not only for human being. When the news was sent, or not only for human being and others didn't understand. We already heard how Ram is Vagmi. Vagmi means expert speaker. When he speaks, not only human being understand, every living creature can understand. So that is the capacity of Ram. And the news came, the pipalikas, the smallest insects like ants, they also desired, oh, I also want to go with Ram. Now you may say, okay, that's nice, but you should know how extraordinary it is. If you are in the body of an ant, you cannot go back to Vaikuntha. That is not the criteria. That is not the hierarchy. If you are in the body of an ant, then you have to get into the next body, which is higher than ant body, higher than, like this 84 lakhs of species you have to cross. Then you have to come to Manushya Janma. In the Manushya Janma, you have to do tapasya and you have to do bhakti, and then you may go back to Vaikuntha. You may get moksha. Some people say we should not waste money building temples. Rather, we should use the same money feeding poor, building schools, hospitals, helping needy people. Unfortunately, same people are very happy spending money building pubs, shopping malls, cinema theaters, playing IPL cricket. Why can't they use all this money helping poor people? Why target only temples? If entertainment is so important, enlightenment is more important. There are many students committing suicide in IIT and taking drugs, spoiling their life. That's where temples come into picture. Temples give spiritual knowledge, peace of mind, and purpose to our life. They also provide free food to poor people, provide employment through religious tourism. It is not just entertainment. We also need enlightenment through temples. What do